Hello, my dear student. Today we will take our strategic management course. Today we will discuss chapter 5, organizational analysis and competitive advantage. Our learning objective, the first learning objective will be describe the critical assumption of the resource-based view. 2. Describe 4 types of resource and capabilities. 3. Apply the VRIO framework to identify the competitive implication of a firm resource and capabilities. 4. The implication of resource-based view. Now we will talk in more details about each one of these learning objectives. Let's start. Here I make a comparison between external environment and the internal environment according to their component and purpose. The first one, when we make a comparison according to the components, the main component of external environment are threats and opportunities, and according to internal environment are strengths and weakness. The main purpose for external environment, each company make an analysis for the external environment for determining its competitive advantage and to place their firm in the environment. And when we make an analysis for the internal environment, each company do it to determine if the company has the ability to maximize their opportunities and to minimize their threats to the lowest level or not. So now we can conclude that each company should make their external environment analysis first, then it should make their internal environment analysis second. So each company should determine their threats and opportunities first, then the next step it will be they will determine their strengths and weakness. Resource and capabilities. Resources are an organization assets and are representing the building block for any organization. They may include tangible assets such as plant and equipment, human assets such as the employees, the number of employees, their skills and motivation, and intangible assets such as technology, patent and copyright, culture and reputation. But capabilities refers to the company ability to explore their main resource, and they represent the business process that can be used to manage the interaction among different resources to transform your input into output. So we should know that when we will make analyze for your internal environment, you should determine your resource and capabilities. So resources are the organization assets, and they consider the main building block for the organization. They include 3 main types: tangible, human and intangible. And when we will discuss capabilities, it should be your firm ability to explore resources, and it will be consist of more business process that you will use to manage the interaction among resources to turn your input into your final output, your product and service. Resource and the capabilities are only have value if they provide the organization the ability to make an extraordinary return. And also resource-based approach is very effective means for making analyze for resource and the capabilities, and it will be very helpful for any company to achieve a competitive advantage. The critical assumption of the resource-based view. The resource-based view make depending on 2 main assumptions about resource and the capability. The first assumption is about the resource heterogeneity. It means that each company has its main resources, and not all resources are the same and are not identical. That some companies has resources much better than others. Such an example that in manufacturing, for example, Toyota continue to be more skilled than General Motors, and according to product design, Apple have more abilities in product design more than IBM. The second assumption related to resource-based view is resource immobility, and in this case that other companies may find that it's very costly and very difficult to imitate and copy certain resources and the capabilities that other companies may have. For example, Toyota has had its advantage in manufacturing for at least 30 years. Apple has had product design advantage over IBM since Apple was founded in 1980. And according to the 2 assumptions, companies can use these two assumptions to describe the condition under which the company will gain more competitive advantage. So you should deal with resources according to main assumptions. The first one is the resources aren't similar and aren't identical, as each company has its main own resources. And the second one is the resource immobility, and they mean that other company may find it's very costly for them to copy and imitate the competitor's resource. When we take these two assumptions together, it will be possible to explain why some other firms can achieve their competitive advantage more than other competitors. Also, if we take into consideration when a firm have available resources and the capabilities that other few firms possess, it will be very costly to them to imitate and copy this resource and the capabilities. In this case, the company will achieve a sustained competitive advantage. And as we say in the first chapter, that the sustained competitive advantage is the ability of your company to have economic value more than other competitors for a long time period. And the company can achieve a sustained competitive advantage when the company has available resource and the capabilities, and the other competitors firm find it's more costly and too costly to imitate this resource and capabilities.